Good morning, students. Today I'll revise this chapter, Reproduction in Organisms. Lifespan is the period from birth to natural death of an organism. It may vary from less than a day to more than 400 years. As the chapter name suggests, reproduction in organism, what does it mean, reproduction? Reproduction is a biological process of continuity of a race in which the grown-up individuals gives rise to offspring similar to them. Why it is necessary, or what is the importance, or why it is essential? Because reproduction enables the continuity of the species. It maintains the life on earth. It creates the variation among population. So in this chart you can see there are many organisms along with their lifespan. Whether there is the participants are one or two, reproduction are of two types. One is sexual reproduction and another is asexual reproduction. First topic is asexual reproduction. A single parent is capable of reproducing offsprings, then that type of reproduction is known as asexual reproduction. As you can see in this diagram of amoeba and in case of paramecium, a single cell is capable of reproducing organisms. They are genetically and morphologically identical to each other and to their parents. They are often referred to as clone. Meiosis does not occur in this asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is common among the single-celled organism, single-cell amoeba. Cell division itself is the mode of reproduction in Protista. Asexual reproduction are of many types. One is fission. Here in this diagram you can see binary fission in amoeba, binary fission in paramecium, binary fission in euglena, and multiple fission. Fission. Here parent body divides into two or more daughter individuals who are identical to their parents and to themselves also. Fission can be of binary fission. Binary fission, here body of the individual divides into two halves. Here you can see from one amoeba, two daughter cell of amoeba has produced. Here in one paramecium, two parameciums ultimately produced by binary fission. Here also in case of euglena, one parent organism divides its body to produce two euglena. Then budding. Budding is also called as torulation. An outgrowth of or bud is developed. An outgrowth or bud is developed. See in case of yeast. In case of yeast, parent cell, an outgrowth is developed, and after getting maturity, it separates from the parent body. Budding are of two types, external budding and internal budding. A budding develops as an outgrowth, getting matured and then detached from the parent body. That type of budding is known as external budding. We can see external budding in case of hydra and yeast. Internal budding, a mass of cells enclosed in an envelope, that is called gamule formation. Here you can see gamule formation, mass of cells. Next is sporulation. Tiny single cells, single-walled, thin-walled spores are produced from individuals. Example, there are many spores like zoospores, they are motile. structure with one or two flagella. Here you can see one or two flagella, zoospore, and conidia. Zoospores are seen in Chlamydomonas and conidia is seen in Penicillium. Gamule formation you can see in case of sponge. Gamule formation. Vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is the formation of the new plant from the vegetative parts of the plant, just like root, stem, leaf. They are called vegetative propagules, such as runner, rhizome, sucker, tuber, offset, bulb. They have the capability to produce new offsprings. They are known as vegetative propagules. We can see tuber in case of potato, rhizome in case of ginger and turmeric, bulbil in case of agave and oxalis, bulbs in case of onion, lily, garlic. So these are the examples of vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation. In my next class, next video, I will say you about sexual reproduction.